But one British supercar that simply screams out, "Look at me, touch my curves and drool over me," has to be TVR's latest. What started life as Project 12.7 last year has become a production reality, Speed 12. And in true TVR tradition, it was finished just minutes before the doors to the motor show opened this morning. That brand new V12 engine just dropped in place. It's an absolute monster with 7.7 litres under the bonnet and a bit of a monster price tag to match, 150 grand. But hey, what would you expect for something that looks as good as this?
Cast your mind back exactly 12 months, almost to the day. We featured the 712 TVR at the Birmingham Motorshow. Hate that word, Birmingham, but things have moved on a bit. We're at the London Motor Show. We've now got a road-going version of that car. It's called the Speed 12. A year ago, we spoke to a 12-year-old Ben Samuelson from TVR. This year, he's 13. Ben, nice to see you again. Still looking as youthful as ever.
Yeah, I think you were 39 last year, Mike.
Oh, that hurt. Tell us about the car. It's actually on sale.
We are essentially building it as a racing car. The difference is that, like you could drive a DB4 Zagato down to Goodwood to race it in the 60s, you could theoretically drive this car to Silverstone to go and race it. The differences between the road and the race versions are much less so than they are normally between a road and a race car. Obviously, with 800 brake horsepower per tonne, you need to have a lot of protection, so it's got a huge FIA approved roll cage, so it's a little bit difficult to get in and out of, and it's a little bit difficult to decorate it all that well, so it's fairly Spartan.
It just looks amazing, and just look around at all these people here. This is the busiest stand at the London Motor Show. Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, forget it. Everybody's here. What's the top end speed of it? I know you probably haven't dared try to drive this thing flat out. Is there anywhere in Britain this thing could be driven flat out? I mean, seriously, you'd have to take it to somewhere in the States or Italy, wouldn't you, to actually do a top speed test for this?
Yeah, you'd have to take it to Nardo. It's probably the closest place to do a proper top speed run. No, we'll leave it to some daft journalist to try it.
What, at my age? The rumour is that it will be quicker than a McLaren F1, which means that it's got to be a 232 mile per hour car. Shows what an anorak I am, doesn't it?
Yes. We aren't going to make any big rash claims about it. We leave that to the tabloid press, Mike. No. What it is we will see how far. I mean, we might end up having to sort of, in these politically correct days, to artificially limit the top speed of the race version to maybe 230 or something.
Limit it to 230, yeah, great. And what about the key thing? Because everybody wants to write out a cheque, of course, me included. What's it going to sell for?
£150,000. We are being very, very careful, though, as to who we sell the cars to. We have to feel comfortable in ourselves that the customer has shown a very high level of driving ability, so we will be selling all the cars directly from the factory, servicing them at the factory, and before actually the customer takes delivery of the car, there'll be a kind of driving test unless they are very well known to us.
Significant, isn't it, that you're opposite a German company, Land Rover, and Rover come to that. This is a company that's not displaying the new Mini here, although they did show it in Germany. I'm not quite sure what we can make of that, but I can tell you one thing. Tony Blair walked in here yesterday. Before he spoke personally with me, he went straight to the German Rover stand. He didn't come to TVR. Now, why was that? It just seems to me a little bit odd that he went to a German-owned company. He didn't come to TVR, just across the way here, who are Britain's largest independent, truly British, or should we say truly English, car manufacturer. Was he invited?
No.
Well, that's why he didn't come. There's your answer. Tony Blair didn't pop in and see him because he didn't get an invite. Anyway, we'll be back with Ben Samuelson this time next year when he'll be all of 14 and I'll be
41.